Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Maria 5. Happy New Year! This is it, 2025. Brand new year. Lots of people start off with resolutions. Lots of people say, meh, I'm not going to stress myself out with resolutions. To each his own. Me personally, I always set the intention of reading 52 books a year. That's one book a week, which is typically pretty achievable. Sometimes it's 48. 2024 was 100 books, and yes, I did meet my goal. Yay me. But obviously I don't vlog every single book I read. There was criticism about me being negative, not liking enough books that I was critiquing on this channel. And I kind of worked it out statistically, and it was about 1 in 6. So it's about, yeah, not that great. And so I kind of changed my strategy and decided, okay, I am mostly going to do books I really enjoy and leave off the criticism. I kind of think that maybe, it's good if I don't like something because it will save you from reading it. On the other hand, maybe 1 in 6 is too many. So I obviously did a little game change there and upped it a lot. However, today, well, a little disappointing, but that's okay. I have a book, I have a tea, and I have a make for you. So without further ado, we will start with the tea. I have a new cup, and I have to turn it around without burning fingers. There we go. And this is from my sister-in-law, from Remy, brand new cup. And it's, as you can see, it's like a really decent sized cup. So I like that. And then because it's New Year's, I tried to find something kind of festive as far as tea goes. And I came up with this. It's called Sparkling Sangria from David's Tea. And I'm just going to read it to you because there's no way I'll remember all this. The sweet tropical sangria sparkles with papaya, mango, and pineapple. Just add wine. So, it's rather fruity. And just, really good, but really subtle. It's not in your face. It's not overpowering. Well, you can't tell because it's a black inside, but the tea itself is like this really faint purple. So that doesn't make me too sad. But yeah, a really subtle light. I have added a bit of honey into it. I thought maybe, bring out the sweetness of the fruits, but yeah, really, really yummy. So these little things, these little David's Tea things, this came in a box of 12, and my mom bought it. I actually don't know what you pay for these sorts of things, but for 12 of these, and each one of these, you get basically 2 cups of tea. Decent sized cups, yes, but 2 cups of tea. So yeah, they're not a particularly great deal. If you're looking for a sampler of tea, yeah, maybe that works for you. But if you're just drinking tea, I wouldn't recommend it. They're just really, for whatever you're paying for it, the whole box is 24 cups of tea, and it's a scant tablespoon, the David's Tea spoon that I have. Yeah, it's not even a full level tablespoon. So, it's a scant tablespoon, and you do get 2 cups, and they're both cups are good. Like that's half of what I've put in there is about half, and you can kind of see it. Yeah, I think they tend to add up a lot more quickly than you realize. Again, if you're looking for a sampler or looking to just give someone a gift and they drink tea, great. But if you're looking for good value, I don't know. I wouldn't really say yes. Just my humble opinion. However, sparkling sangria, little bit of honey, very, very good. And subtle. It's not an in-your-face, not like the hibiscus, which is like, boom, in your face. This is a very subtle, gentle, if I can call teas gentle, a gentle tea. All right, for the make, I have this kitty purse. It's I made this in Edmonton when I was there. It's just got a snap. You can see it in there. It's not lined, and the back is just white. But it does have a strap, and it is completely, I think, in my humble opinion, completely adorable. So, if you like cats, you kind of have to be a cat person, but if you're not, that's okay. Not everybody is. All right, and then for the book today, we are going to be talking about Amy Rafferty's New Year's at Christmas Lodge. This is book 2 of the series, Sweet Colorado Romance, published in 2023, so not particularly old. And I have to say it was really predictable. Yeah, on the other hand, I get everything from the library. I don't pay for any of my books. And sometimes if you want to do something special for a Christmas or a New Year's or a Valentine's or whatever you are, you're kind of at the mercy of everyone else and what's popular, what's being requested, and what isn't. And so, yeah, I decided not early enough, obviously, that I wanted to do a New Year's Day one. So, yeah. Anyway, New Year at Mistletoe Lodge. It was, yeah, incredibly predictable. And there were a few minor flaws, but other than that, it was good. I mean, if you're just looking to lay back and, cuddle up with your, your favorite blankie and maybe a cat and maybe a cup of hot cocoa, great. This would be a good book. But if you're looking for something with a little more, maybe find something else. So, on that note, we have Heather. She is a world-traveling veterinarian. And then we have Giles. Everybody has lots of money, so it's not something most of us can relate to. But yes, there's a lot of money from both parties. Heather was in Africa working on a project, and Giles, one of his companies, was funding the project and then withdrew the funds for the project. So the project itself got built substandard, not as big, not as up to whatever the building codes are. You know what I'm talking about. Not up to snuff. Just to throw in that expression, but yeah. So she was very disappointed with Giles's company, and then she actually meets Giles, and so she wants nothing to do with him and kind of lets him know, kind of lets him have it. This is what you did. This is what you're responsible for. He decides to launch into an investigation to see what was going on, and discovers that was actually not one of his companies. Oh, but then maybe it was one of his companies. But it was basically stolen, like they were using his name and using his company to start up this affiliate company. And yeah, it does make sense when you read it. I don't know if I'm explaining it that well. Anyway, suffice to say that Heather does not like Giles at all. Giles, on the other hand, is completely taken with her. Oh, gee, surprise, right? Not so much. Anyway, there's conflict. She has injured her leg. I think she was in the Amazon and her leg got shredded by a puma. And so she was on 3 months of leave because she had to heal. It was a lot of operations in LA and, trying to get it to the point where she was okay. They wouldn't have to amputate, etc. So now she's up for Christmas at the family lodge. And the lodge is in trouble financially. And so someone who knew someone approached Giles to see if he would invest in Mistletoe Lodge. Of course he does. And so that's why he's there for the Christmas, New Year's season. And she's there, basically for recovery. She can't really work. And I mean, I've had leg injuries, not necessarily that, but I've done a lot of damage, mostly skiing. All my great adventures are from skiing. And I think it comes down to, I think I'm actually a better skier than I am. I'm not a very good skier, but I think I am. So I go for it. And yeah, I've done, yeah, lots of damage. I've spent lots of time on crutches. So I have an idea, maybe nothing like that. I've never been up with, C. diff or anything like that. I've never had a major infection like that. Pneumonia, that was a major infection. Don't ever get that. But I've never had a major infection through a cut, through a injury, anything like that. So I can't really say, but I do know how much it hurts just breaking a leg or pulling a muscle or, yeah, yeah. I mean, I know how much damage that can do. And so even just given that, Christmas Day, we find Heather going for a run. She's bleeding. I mean, she's got bandages taped. Nobody is going to go for a run. Nobody. You're not going to do it. You are not going to go for a run outside in the cold by yourself on Christmas Day. To me, that was a pretty large flaw in the book. And I mean, it all works out, of course. But she meets Giles and, they have more conversation. I mean, surely you could have thought of another way for the two of them to find themselves alone. There are just some, just that kind of stuff really, I don't know, you kind of want to take the author and go, what were you thinking? Like, come on, a little bit here. Perhaps Amy Rafferty has never had an injury. Perhaps she really doesn't know. But, I mean, she's a vet. She has to know how important healing is and healing time is. I mean, you have anything, you stick a cone on a cat or dog, so they're not going to do that. You splint things, you brace things, even with animals, so that they don't use them. I mean, yeah. Anyway, that was one of the major flaws, I think, in that. I mean, there's private helicopters and private jets and private town cars. And I mean, I find it a little hard to relate to that kind of thing. I've been in limos, I think 4 times in my whole life. And each one of those was a pretty significant occasion. So yeah, I find that a little hard to buy into. But if you can buy into the premise of that book, and if you can buy into this major flaw of her going dancing and her going running when she has this huge leg thing, if you can get over that, it's a pleasant read. There's nothing wrong with it. If you can buy into those major oversights, as far as I'm concerned. But if you're just looking for a sweet romance, yeah, it's a good book. It does have New Year's in the title. Yay me for finding anything that had New Year's. New Year at Mistletoe Lodge. Amy Rafferty. Yeah. Anyway, if you've got a reading resolution, something to do with books resolution for the year 2025, please let me know in the comments. And we will see you on Saturday. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.